Time to trade. We get that a lot, but you always respond by saying it's a price game, not a time frame game. But what does that actually mean?
So it is a price game and not a time frame game. What's a time frame? What's the time frame you like to trade? Where do you operate on for yourself?
Yeah, 1 hour 15.
1 hour 15. Is 14 minutes a time frame?
Yeah, it is.
What about 45 minutes? Is that a time frame?
Yeah, it can be.
Okay. Okay, let me ask you this question then. So I have a whiteboard in front of me here. And if you want to buy a house, okay, if you want to buy a house and the house is worth $100,000, okay, and your objective is I need to buy that house at $75,000 because 100,000 is a bit too much. I think is a bit too much for what that house is currently valued at. So the price is at 100,000 right now. It used to be 50, for example. It used to be 50,000, and you're like, I don't want to pay 100, but I would be happy to pay 75,000. Okay. Now, the whole point is many people are focused on the bottom, this side, which is the date and time. When in actuality, what is a market? A market is a game of price, not time. It's a game of price, which is the right side, which is what is the current price of the market? What is the current price? Okay. Now, when you go to your broker who's selling the house for 100,000, do you put in an offer and saying, I'll buy the house at 75,000 only if it's 75,000 5 years from now? Does it matter? So if it comes to 75 in 13 minutes, that's not in your 60-15 time frame. If it gets there in 2 minutes, that's not in the 60-15 time frame. If it gets there in 8 hours, does it matter what time frame it is? The objective is met. Once the objective is met, this is just an explanation of if we were looking at the trade. What about a larger player? Is he going to say, I want to buy this Euro USD or Aussie CAD or New Zealand Swiss franc at 1.6500? And he's going to be like, whoa, we already reached 1.650. No, I have to wait for 5 more daily candles to close. That sounds silly, doesn't it? The price has reached, it's time to go. Whether that price, and once that price reaches, that means the 1 minute has reached there, the 60-minute has reached there, the daily has reached there, the weekly has reached there. That price is touched on every time frame. It's there. It's just people want to do some kind of drawings on a certain time frame. That's why they're saying, what's the best time frame? But that's because you're trying to draw something. It's not a drawing game. It's a price game, right? You can draw however you want. My line can be straighter than straight is possible, and your line can be blessed by all the gurus in the world. It doesn't make any difference. If the price is met, the price is met. It's gonna move. Okay, so, and if that time frame means it's 7 minutes, then it'll go from that time frame. So then, does that make 7 minutes the golden time? Is that the best time frame to trade? The idea of time frame, when people choose time frames, that is their personal preference of, do I want to trade this setup because it might be closer to my time frame? But the idea, when people say you need to look top down and not bottom up, top down basically means I need to see the market as a whole and see what is it trying to tell me. And if they say, I'm looking for this price, based on the negotiation that you read, I'm looking for this price, that price might come today on your 60-minute chart. Then it's somehow a 60-minute trade. But it's not actually a 60-minute trade. It's a trade that activated because that price was reached. But at that same time, the daily could also say, hey, the price is reached, let's go. So it's a price game. It's a price game. So the question to ask is what's the best time frame to trade is the wrong question to ask. It's an illogical question because you can literally type anything on your trading view, right? You can say 60, but you can also say 59 minutes. You can also say 58 minutes, 57 minutes. You're the king of the time frame. You choose. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. It's very powerful. Just important to know that.
Yes, it's very important to know. It's you got to look at it in terms of price, and that will change the way you trade.